Some photographs hide stories that were never meant to be told. Secrets buried so deep, they claw their way back into the light, one frame at a time. Our story begins in 1972, in a small American town bathed in the warm glow of a setting sun. Inside a dusty old hall, decorated with flags and memorabilia, a group of veterans gathers for a reunion. After years apart, the greetings or emotional handshakes turn into hugs, laughter fills the room. A local photographer, holding an old film camera, ushers them outside for a group picture. The men joke around, adjusting their old uniforms, some lighting cigarettes. It's a scene of casual, comfortable camaraderie. The shutter clicks, capturing what everyone believed was just an ordinary moment. A few days later, the photographer returns with the developed prints. The veterans gather around, eager to see the results, their faces lit with smiles. But as their eyes fall upon the photograph, the joyful atmosphere instantly shatters. There, in the far left corner of the frame, stands a familiar face, a soldier who by all accounts died in Vietnam in 1968. He stands just like they remembered him, ramrod straight, in his full uniform. The distinctive scar above his right eyebrow is perfectly clear, even in the fading light. A collective gasp ripples through the room. Drinks are dropped, men stumble back in disbelief. The photographer is just as baffled, insisting that only the veterans he posed were there. He swears no one else was in the frame. The men crowd around the photo, examining every detail. They notice something strange about the mysterious soldier. His combat boots seem blurry, almost as if they aren't quite touching the ground. One of the veterans, needing to see for himself, runs back outside to the exact spot where the photo was taken. He scans the area, checking for anything that could have cast a strange shadow or created an illusion. He finds nothing. The ground is clear. The wall is bare. There's no explanation. Driven by a mix of fear and desperation, the veterans begin to dig through their personal archives, searching for any other anomalies. Soon, a second image surfaces. This one was taken just a few weeks earlier at a local charity event. And there he is again, the same soldier. This time, the image is even clearer. He seems to be staring directly into the camera lens, his expression unreadable. An unnatural light illuminates his face, starkly different from the soft indoor lighting on everyone else around him. But the most chilling detail sends a wave of panic through the group. In this photo, he looks older than he did when he died. It's impossible. How could a dead man age? Realizing they were in over their heads, they contacted a photography analyst, a specialist in spotting fakes and anomalies, and begged him to investigate. The analyst agreed, intrigued by their story. He took the original 1972 reunion photo and began to enlarge it, studying the textures, the grain, the shadows. As he zoomed in on the mysterious soldier, he discovered something that made his blood run cold. Behind the figure, almost ghosted into the background, was faint jungle foliage. He could make out the distinct shapes of palm leaves and thick vines, all shrouded in a haze that spoke of oppressive humidity. This was a Vietnam jungle, not a small American town. The veterans were stunned. They remembered their friend talking about something strange just before he disappeared. He called it a doorway in the trees. Suddenly, they were transported back in time. They remembered the suffocating jungle patrols, the constant tension, the disorienting fog. They relived the chaotic firefight where he vanished. They saw it again, not a fall, but a disappearance. He was there 1 second, and the next he was swallowed by an unnatural, shimmering fog. Back in the present, the analyst delivered his verdict. The soldier wasn't a double exposure or a trick of the light. He was physically present in the photograph. The analyst had detected a bizarre light refraction around the soldier's body, inconsistent with the lighting of the reunion scene. It was as if he was bringing his own light source with him. The mystery deepened when a third photo surfaced, this one from a Memorial Day parade in 2001. There he was again, standing alone in a crowd of civilians, completely unnoticed by anyone around him. Once more, the light on his face seemed to come from the wrong direction. And when the analyst zoomed in on his eyes, he saw something truly unsettling. They were reflective like tiny mirrors, showing a distorted image of a world that wasn't there. The veterans met again, spreading the photos across a table. The timeline was impossible. How could he be in photos from 1972 and then 2001, looking older each time? A new theory began to form, one more terrifying than any ghost story. What if he wasn't dead? What if he was trapped between moments, his image captured only by the unforgiving lens of a camera? They analyzed the shadows next. In several of the photos, he had none. It was as if he was a flat image pasted onto reality. The colors around his figure seemed to warp and bend, suggesting a powerful spatial distortion. As the veterans compared the photos side by side, they noticed a disturbing pattern. With each passing decade, he was getting closer to the center of the frame. A researcher helping with the case made another connection. The soldier only ever appeared at emotionally charged events, reunions, memorials, parades. The analyst, using digital software, overlaid all the known photos. The soldier's face aligned perfectly across the decades, his features aging in a consistent, human way. Then, he spotted something new. Behind the soldier, In the jungle background were faint silhouettes of the figures, other lost soldiers from their platoon. A forgotten detail resurfaced as one veteran pulled out old letters from the war. In his own handwriting, the soldier described seeing strange pulsing lights deep within the jungle trees. He wrote that sometimes he felt time bend around him. The final piece of the puzzle came from the film itself. The analyst found a microscopic mismatch in the film grain on the soldier's body. The grain pattern on his uniform and skin matched film stock from the 1960s, the kind used in the camera he carried in Vietnam. It did not match the film from the 1972 reunion or the digital sensor from the 2001 parade. It was as if the soldier was bringing a piece of his own time, his own camera, with him. The analyst concluded he wasn't a ghost. He was bleeding through from a different timeline, a different moment. The jungle event wasn't his death, it was a displacement. The veterans now believed that, when emotional resonance was strong enough, he could cross into a new photograph, a new frozen moment in time. They looked closer at the images. In the 1972 reunion photo, there's a hint of a smile on his face, as if seeing his friends brought him a moment of peace. In the 2001 parade photo, he looks emotionless, rigid, lost. More photos began to emerge. A 1994 wedding photo, with his form barely visible behind a tree. A 1988 graduation picture, where a blurred half-frame figure matches his build. A 1979 newspaper snapshot of a town fair, with his unmistakable silhouette in the crowd. A pattern was now clear. He appeared only where cameras froze time. He was stuck, forever oscillating between the last moment he truly lived and the present day. The analyst isolated the foliage behind him in the original photo and confirmed it matched the exact region in Vietnam where he had vanished. Decades later, one of the veterans traveled back to that jungle. At night, near the site of the firefight, he heard a strange, high-pitched metallic sound. A local guide told him legends of the man who walks through pictures, a soldier who lost his way in time. The guide said there were parts of that jungle where time felt wrong, where the past and present bled together, and the story doesn't end there. Just last month, a new photo appeared online. A crisp, clear digital image from a smartphone. He's visible again, but this time he's closer, much closer. He's almost stepping into the foreground, his expression more focused, more aware. It seems some people aren't trapped in places, but in moments, frozen in the amber of a photograph, waiting for a chance to step back into the world. So next time you're looking through your old family albums, or scrolling through your camera roll, take a closer look at the faces in the background. You never know who might be looking back. Subscribe now, before the next forgotten face steps into your frame.